Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is a quick update from the Balakliya front and the very eastern side of the Kharkiv front and the Izyum front. Basically, the entire area, you can call it the Kharkiv front. Yeah, it's a Kharkiv Oblast. So, quick update. Russia Ministry of Defense have announced the withdrawal from Balakliya and the Izyum front. So let me read the statement coming out from the Ministry of Defense of Russia. They said the Russian troops that are operating near Balakliya and Izyum will be redeployed for reinforcement at the Donetsk direction in order to reach pre-established objective of the special military operation. So they say that the forces will be redeployed within 72 hours into the Donetsk People's Republic, and various deceptive and demonstrative maneuvers have been carried out, marking real actions of the troops within the above mentioned operation. So the Russians say that they create some diversions and some show-off maneuvers to confuse the Ukrainians, and they say that the Ukrainians are under powerful fire attacks with the involvement of aviation, missile troops, and artillery to prevent any damage to the Russian troops that are withdrawing. So they report over 2,000 Ukrainian troops and over 100 units of armored vehicles and artillery have been destroyed within the 72 hours. So maybe this 72 hours is already over, by the way how they write it. So regardless, that based on the latest information, that the extent of the Russian withdrawal is probably around this way. There is a lot of things that is happening. So the one of the biggest news was that the Ukrainians has arrived at Izyum. They are not within the Izyum city just yet. They are at the northern entrance of Izyum, according to information shared by pro-Russian source Ryba. They said that the separate units of the 60 separate mechanized brigade is currently keeping defense at Izyum, and the situation of the southern part, they are still not so sure. But they say that at the northern entrance, there's already enemy units. So the vanguard of the Ukrainian forces is already at the northern part, trying to block off any movement of the Russian forces northwards. And we also have so based on the situation, based on the mapping from a pro-Ukrainian source called Deep State, they have mapped that the entire Russian forces have already withdrawn from this entire area. So we have pushed back the border all the way along the river. The Russians are going to hold a defense line along the Oskil River, and they're going to keep certain choke points as the only place where they put massive amount of entrenchment and troops to defend. And one of these places will be probably around at Oskil region. They also, and probably at Studenok as well, as one of the defensive areas. So the Ukrainian forces also have officially captured Kupiansk, despite after all this information and reports coming out about Russians sending reinforcement to Kupiansk. Apparently, this is just to aid the tactical withdrawal over to the eastern shore across the river to this side of Kupiansk. So this looks a bit like the Oskiliev, is it? In the Lord of the Ring, where the city is actually cut into two. Izyum is actually also this kind of city where there's a river running through the entire city. So then we also have information of the Ukrainian forces have captured Kotimlia as well as Matove. So the Ukrainian forces have branched off northward, and they just went into the settlements. They are undefended. They are not. No one is actually stopping them or shooting at them. The Russian forces have already long withdrawn from this location, and the Ukrainian forces have pushed all the way to Veliki Bolok. Currently, the situation is unclear if they actually captured Veliki Bolok, but the information is simply that they have reached unhindered at this place, which means that this entire stretch of the road is also undefended, and it's unlikely that the Russian forces will have any defenses around all these areas, because these are not important locations. So which is why the entire front line is now going along the road. And there is also information of alleged evacuation ongoing at Vovchansk. So according to certain information, according to the district administration, they say that the Russian military is leaving Vovchansk. However, this information in the subsequent post by AZ military says that this withdrawal might not be true. However, there is actually no real information about the withdrawal of the army. However, the population in Vovchansk is indeed withdrawing. They are evacuating into Belgorod region, and there is already videos coming out at the border region of Belgorod that Russian volunteers are already there to help to distribute food and water to these civilians, and to help to see where they can settle them. So this is the situation now. We are still not so sure where the Russians lines will be. Tentatively, it looks like they will be holding along the Oskil River all the way to the point of Studenok, and I believe that the Russians may want to hold Oskil. So maybe they will actually want to hold Oskil, because once the Ukrainians go into the forest, it's going to be another headache. And while all this is happening, the Ukrainians have launched the Great Liman Offensive, which I will not cover here, as this is a quick update on this front of this massive withdrawal. So anyway, this is a quick update, and I'll see you in the next update.